Halloween could be a great time for adults. Why should the kids have all the fun? You know what I mean? They get to dress up, they get to eat sweets. That's candy for all you Americans. We're stuck at home answering the door to trick-or-treaters all night. Well, I'm sick of it. I want to enjoy Halloween. And if you do too, well, we can, with a spooky cocktail to bring in that Halloween feeling. Okay, so let me run through what you're gonna need to make this cocktail. The ingredients we have, we're gonna go in with a dark rum base. We're also gonna need some fresh lime juice and we're gonna need some ginger syrup. But don't worry, we're about to get to that. Finishing touches for the cocktail, we're gonna use both red food dye and black food dye. We also have some honey and we also have some candy floss to garnish it. With that being said, let's jump right in to that ginger syrup. So for the ginger syrup, we're gonna get a tub or a bowl, something we can blend in. If you've got a blender, just dump it all in a blender. We're gonna go in with water, 200 milliliters or 200 grams of water. Then we're gonna use 400 grams of sugar. Finally, we're gonna use 200 grams of ginger root. Once you get your ginger root, you want to peel it and cut it up into small pieces, just so it can blend a lot easier, just so we can incorporate that flavor a bit easier. And then blend that whole thing. It don't have to be completely smooth because we're gonna be straining it, but you wanna try and extract as much of that juice from the ginger as possible. So once you've blended your ginger syrup and you have this color, it's like a golden color, it's time to strain off all those pieces of ginger that have remained in there. So grab yourself a bowl, a strainer, and once again, we're gonna double strain this. So we're gonna use some muslin cloth just so we can get all those little pieces out. Line your strainer with that cloth and just pour it on over. And then we're just gonna let that strain out. You can wrap it up a bit and give it a squeeze just to extract all those juices. And then what you're left with is this super sweet, super zingy ginger syrup. So you can bottle that up. Grab a bottle and a funnel and just pour that on in. And then you've got your ginger syrup. Now that's gonna keep for about 1, maybe 2 weeks in the fridge, and you can use it to get creative with a bunch of cocktails. But like I said, today's cocktail is a Halloween cocktail. It's a cocktail that I'm calling the Daiquiri, right? That's a cross between Dracula and a Daiquiri. So let me show you how to make it. Get rid of these. It's a shaken cocktail, so we're gonna go in with our shaker. And we're gonna go in first with that ginger syrup that we've just made. We're gonna go in with 1 shot. Next up, we've got our lime juice, a bit of citrus in there. We're gonna go in with 1 shot again. Then it's for our spirit base, it's that dark rum. We're gonna go in with a double shot. Now, if you didn't wanna make a Halloween cocktail and you just wanted to make a standard daiquiri, that would be the same. But instead of using ginger syrup, you'd just be using sugar syrup. So there you go, that's a classic daiquiri recipe for you as well. But this is a Halloween one, so we're gonna make it a bit more spooky. We're gonna make it dark. So we're gonna add some of our black food gel in. You're gonna add it just until it turns black. So do it a drop at a time, shake it up, have a look at it. If it's not black enough, just add a bit more in. It's not gonna taste of anything, it's not gonna add any flavor, it's just going to add to that color. So what I'm gonna do now is fill this up with ice so I can give this a good hard shake. Now before we strain this drink, we're gonna prepare our glass because we're gonna be doing something a little bit different with the rim, just to really make this cocktail scream Halloween. So what we're gonna need for this is honey. So we'll get a plate of honey, and once again, we're gonna go in with our food dye. Remember at the beginning I said you need 2, black and red. This is where the red comes in handy. So into that honey, you're gonna add a few dashes of red food dye. And then we're just going to mix that in. What we're looking to get here is the kind of viscosity and the look of blood. It's gonna make it really spooky. It's gonna make it scream Halloween. There we go. Once you've got that mixed in, you're gonna grab your glass. In this case, it's a rocks glass. We're gonna tip that in to the honey. And this isn't just about looks. Every time you take a sip, you're gonna get that really sweet honey taste. So it's gonna complement the flavor as well. Remember, we've added sweetness in there, but it's ginger, so it's really zinger. So this is really gonna balance that out. Put that on the side, and we're gonna allow that to drip down just a little bit. So it looks that much more like blood. Break that, and we're gonna fill our glass with ice. And then we're ready to strain our cocktail into that glass. And there we go, just like that. It is perfect. But you know, we like to push it a bit further. That's why we're gonna get the candy floss involved. We're gonna give it a bit more sweetness, and we're just gonna give it this big ball of candy floss on top. We're gonna do it a little bit different than we did with the spray tan. This time we're gonna have it more compact. Let me show you. So grab some fresh candy floss, and then we're just gonna push that together, keep it compact, roll it up into a nice little ball so it's real tight, like that. Take your cocktail stick, push it through the bottom. We're gonna use that to stable it on top of the glass. And then we can even go in with a bit more of that honey and just drizzle that all over the top of our cocktail and let that sink right in. It's gonna sweeten it up. It's gonna look spooky. It's gonna look like Halloween. And there you have it. That right there is the Dracula. And with that, we have came to the end of our holiday cocktails. Thank you for joining me on this special edition. I hope you had a blast. Feel free to tag me in all your cocktails, holiday themed or not, under the name The Mindful Mixologist on Instagram. I'll see you online. Goodbye.